Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager Forestry. My name is Adam. I am the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and pictured in the top right-hand corner of your screen is FHM producer Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with Eat Your Wheaties 2018 Brandon Wheat Kings playoffs.
Yep, here we go. There's the WHL playoff tree. Just go back and show you where we finished in the regular season. By 1 point, a dramatic last game win gets us into first place in the Eastern Division and into the good playoff seed, at least until we run into Medicine Hat. So right now what we're trying to do is we've got Prince Albert in the first round, and then we'll be playing the winner of Swift Current and Regina, assuming we get out of this round. Team is in okay-ish shape. We've got we've got one problem here. Ty Lewis, probably our best player, has a cut on his face, so he's not quite 100%. The bigger problem, though, is Stelio Matheos, Carolina draft pick, and probably our second best player. Went down with a concussion about a month ago. He's not back, and probably won't be back anytime within the time frame of the playoffs. So we're missing a pretty big offensive piece right there. I think the lineup is pretty much as where we left off. Yeah, I haven't made any changes there. I'm gonna stick with this, even though Lewis is a little banged up. That's not really not gonna hurt him too badly. Take a quick look.
Phase.
Yeah. Take a look at the Prince Albert roster. Pretty good goalie. That's interesting. They got their best goalie isn't that hot right now, but their backup is hotter, and looks like he's actually been playing a little more because of it. And who do we need to watch out for? Have a look at their stats. Stallard looks like the big one. Fonstad, Kelly. Okay, so they got one high-scoring first line, and then look at that. The scoring really drops off after that. So if we can neutralize that first line, we're in good shape. I think we've got them beat man-to-man on that for, yeah, Kaspic would be perfect if Matheos was still here, but yeah. But what I may do here is in the tactics, global tactics, line matching. Instead of taking the defaults there, I think what I'm going to do is play first line against first line to begin with, and we'll see how that does in the first game. I'm not going to put the checking line out there against them, and just go head-to-head with our best guys.
Their first line is Winnipeg Jet draft pick Jordy Stallard.
Okay, so let's play game one. Yeah, that's not good.
And Guru Creative. P-Log, of course, has joined us, and he immediately wants to know your opinion, Jeff, on Detroit's goalie trade with Philadelphia.
Was that today? I missed it.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. I missed that one. What happened?
It was yesterday or 2 days ago.
Was it Mrazek or Howard?
Mrazek for a conditional fourth-round pick.
Wow, that's cheap.
It becomes a third if he wins them 5 games, and they make the playoffs. It becomes a second if he plays so many games and they get to the conference finals. And then if they choose to re-sign him, they get a 4th or 5th the next year as well.
Yeah. Okay, what we've got here, let's see how we've done against him.
I think if I got that right anyways.
Reasonably successful. They don't have any injuries at all. What are they playing? Collapsing to the net. Torpedo. Yeah, I think we match up okay. I wish our goalie was a little warmer going into the playoffs, but we had to go right down to the wire.
Goalie in our streams. I am shocked. That never happens.
Okay, let's start her up, and I'm just going to run this on full speed through this. And there we go. Cale Clegg, a minute and a half into the game, and it's 1-0 for us. And Bettens gets second. So wow, 7-0 on shots to open in the first 5 minutes. And are we going to get another one here? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Kale Clegg with the second of the game. 3-0, 5 minutes in.
Excellent.
Make that 4-0, 6 minutes in. Have they pulled the goalie yet? Yep, they put the backup in. So we chased the starter. Looks like they may be getting one here. Yeah, Kelly gets it back to 4-1, but I don't think we can complain too much about that start. We're so 4 goals in the first 5 minutes. That works out to what, about 64-0 over the course of the game if we had kept up that pace?
Well, of course, yeah. Well, why can't we keep up that pace?
CSI in chat, going to your first NHL game on Monday. Who are you seeing?
Just tell me it's not the Canucks. It's very disappointing if it would be.
Yeah. Hey, we're in full tank mode right now. Unofficially, of course.
Well, Jeff, we haven't talked since the last time, so what do you think about them re-signing Benning?
I can't complain about some of the young guys that, the Bozer's worked on him. Besser's turned out great. Pedersen looks like he's going to be a huge player for us, too. And that side of it, the development side, fantastic. Transaction side, trades, signings,
Right.
Bottom line is, though, it's all the contract really means that he's got guaranteed money. They can, if Linden really wanted to let him go, and Linden didn't look at all enthusiastic about that. And by the way, 5-1 final. I just tore through the last part of that.
Yeah, so it sounds like Linden might have threatened them that he was going to quit if they didn't resign. Yeah, that was kind of, at least I'm pretty sure I read that in 31 Thoughts.
Yeah. So basically, we won this game in the first 5 minutes of it. So I think putting the our first line against their first line paid off big time. So I'm going to stick with that for sure.
All right, and CS High 312 in the chat says he'll be in Columbus to watch the Blue Jackets play the Capitals.
Won't be a bad game.
No, it should be a pretty good game.
Columbus still got those guys that pound the glass behind the visiting goalie. It drives me nuts.
Probably.
Yeah.
I nicked out in a lot of other rinks.
No, they're like particularly active there, or at least were a few years ago, I remember.
Next Monday, so just before the trade deadline. It could be interesting.
And Lewis is still day-to-day with his little cut. That must have been a deep one. Just a little update while we're doing this. We're hooking on the last update for FHM4, probably coming out sometime a little while after the trading deadline. Fixed a few bugs, still chasing a few more, but it's going along pretty well so far. Made some big changes, and I can actually show you that. Oh, there we go. We got Ty Lewis back. If you've played the game in the since the last update, you'll notice that you've got a lot of out of 5 ratings in your tactical fit scores, and this is what it looks more like now. A lot of 3s, a lot of 4s, and remember, we're a good team, so we're better than most would be. But on a lot of levels, you're going to be seeing guys out of 2, seeing guys out of 3 again. It won't all be 5s. But we've got the changes that we wanted to make done there, and hopefully that's going to improve the line selection a little bit. Okay, we got Prince Albert again today, and yeah, Lewis back to 100%. This is good. And they're starting Mager, the backup, who's actually really hot right now and probably should have started the last game. But they went with the better guy, and we burned him because of it, so it'd be helpful if we got some shots here. Oh, now we're going. And there we go. We open the scoring again, 1-0. Yeah, I guess about an hour after or not even an hour, 15 minutes or so after we finish up here, it's the Canada-US gold medal game. And wow, now we're flying 15-1 shots in the first period. They started out okay and then did nothing after that, and we're up 2-0. Canada USA women's gold medal final in the Olympics. Any predictions, Adam?
I cannot predict women's hockey to save my life, so let's say no. It's so back and forth. You just never know. Like, I mean, the U.S. basically crushed them, but still won the last game. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Canadian ones have come up big in the final a few times now, so I don't know. I think you got to go with them just out of patriotism. What do you think of the big Germany-Canada semifinal? Didn't see that coming.
oh, Marco Sturm's whipped Germany into shape.
Yep.
So it could be very interesting. I
No,
wouldn't. They could easily beat Team Canada.
I haven't been on Facebook today. That'll be entertaining to see some of the posts from my Swedish friends on that.
I'm gonna imagine they're fairly upset guys.
Yeah, I don't think. Who'd they have coaching the team? I can't even remember.
His name escapes me at the moment.
I don't think he'll be back again.
Probably not.
And we're cruising again here, 6-2 towards the end of the third. So 43-23 on shots. Yeah, these guys just aren't in our league. Hopefully we got a little bit of heat for Thompson. Oh, we took one off Mager. Thompson still isn't heating up. Be nice to get him a shutout or something just to really get him warm.
Turn him around.
Game scores, yeah, nice. Pretty much solid across the board. I mean, yeah, even our third line defenseman doesn't play much. +3. Lewis, a couple of points. Casp, yeah, that's the first line is doing all as well. Higson, who doesn't normally contribute offensively, 3 assists. Okay, let's see if we can get the sweep here.
Here's hoping.
Probably jinxed it, but hey. Next couple of games will be Premier and Prince Albert, so. And we got our scouting report. Nothing particularly urgent.
Marco Stern. Did I say it wrong or what? I'm not.
I think you said Sturm, didn't you? I heard an M.
I thought so. I don't know. I'm very confused. But I said it right.
And they went with the backup again, so. Looks like we had a fight right off the start of the game, and we're out shooting them one more time. Just see if we can get one by this guy. Nope, 15-4 at the end of the first, and still nothing now. Don't see anything. Oh, here we go. We got Cale Clegg again. He's got to be the MVP this series. It's his third or fourth goal, I think, in 3 games. And Redicop, the other defenseman, guy we picked up at the WHL trading deadline, makes it 2-0.
Okay. Gudu says he was just making a play on his name. Okay, Gudu, why you scared me?
See, Adam's sensitive about the pronunciations now.
Hey, I'm not sensitive. It's just sometimes I don't know. I'm just.
Okay, I'm
like I watched him play for a long time. I didn't want to say his name wrong.
Gonna play a little more defensively in the third period. I just cut on the offensive risk taking and oh boy. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. They got a goal there, and it's now a 1-goal game. If they tie it up, I'm going back to high risk.
Fix that.
Late power play for us. Didn't do anything. And there we go. McCorrister makes it 3-1 for us. So that finishes it off. Or should at least. Minute and a half. And Caspi puts it into the empty net. 4-1. Another solid win after a brief scare, and nope, we still didn't get Thompson hot and didn't cool off Mager any, so, but we're 3-0 now. Take a quick look at how the other series are going in a second. Looks like we got some mail too. just some big games in the other series. See the numbers there, I've mentioned it before. That's just debugging stuff because I'm playing the test version of the game. Okay, everybody is in good shape. Any news? Matthias is down to 2 to 3 months, but we're still not getting him back in time. And the playoff standings, Western Series are all split at 2 to 1, except for Tri-Cities, it looks like they're going to sweep Seattle. And Swift Current is running away with their series against Regina, which actually I think wasn't Regina the better team in the. Yeah, they were actually. It was Regina we bid out at the last minute, so that may help us a little. We may have a slightly softer series in the second round, but we shouldn't look ahead of that because we got one more game today. And same goalie matchup. So let's see if we can put it away on the road. The other series, or the other game, Olympics game, Czechs and the Russians, or sorry, the Olympic athletes from Russia who totally aren't doping or anything.
Yeah, that curling one got me a little confused.
Hey, sweeping, you got to have some bulk.
No, I don't. No, I'm not saying the Canadian curler's been caught doping.
They have,
but I mean to get, the fifth for Brad Goot, or no, for Brad. A couple of years ago was caught. But I mean, it's just one of those things, like, how do you get caught with the same drug that, like, got half your country banned?
That's impressive, yeah.
And then they're claiming, that somebody's laced his drink or something.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
That's entirely believable. We're 3-2 here, midway through the second. We're dominating shots-wise once again, and there we go. McCorster makes it 4-2. He's actually stepped in pretty well. No, wait, it's McCallum that's in for Matthias. Wrong Scottish name there.
Oh, they're getting the job done. That's all that's important.
Yep, but again, you see big shot advantage. And I'm going to credit this to my brilliant coaching and decision to make that line match up at the start of the series, as our guys have done a lot better. Our first line has done a lot better than their first line. 4-2, 2 minutes left, and Sustal, the other trade deadline pickup, makes it 5-2. They almost got a late one. Looked like Prince Albert was going to get a late one, but Lewis put it into the empty net. Or no, it must not have been that one. Oh, it was an actual goal there. And 6-2 final. So I will just continue that, and we'll take a look at the playoff standings in a second, and presumably we're going to get Swift Current in the second round. I went by there, a little too fast for me to see there. But I think I like the Czechs in that game. Brilliant coaching. I didn't cheat. I'm not Adam.
I have never cheated. I am.
No.
You would say that.
Just miraculously keep getting the first draft pick.
I have picked multiple times on air.
And it looks like the Regina series is over. Kootenay wins theirs against Calgary. Kamloops up on Kelowna. That's no good. Oh, wow, Kelowna had a big comeback there. They almost got knocked out, but had 4 goals in the fourth. We got a development report. As usual, nobody headed downhill, which would be a really scary thing to see when you're playing with 16 to 19-year-olds. Reinhardt, nice development there. We'll get another year out of him. Looks like he might be a decent. Maybe not. I don't know if he's quite NHL caliber or not. We'll see if he goes in the draft.
Again, you got to remember when we're looking at these guys, right? It's from the lens of a WHL coach, not an NHL coach. When we're looking at ratings.
Yeah, Swift Current won their series. They swept that. So Kootenay, the only Eastern series left to go is Moose Jaw and Medicine Hat. Moose Jaw's up on Medicine Hat. That would be a big upset. Yeah, they were actually, well, fifth in our division and against first in the Central, and they could wind up knocking off the top team, which would really pave our way through to at least the final, I think.
That would be interesting.
And just saving here. I don't have this in a solid state drive, so it doesn't go nice and quick, so it'll take a minute to do the monthly save. The beginning of April, we'll have the Bantam draft coming up fairly soon, too. Oh, no, that won't be till June. That's right. In real life, it's actually in is it during the playoffs or somewhere close to that? But it doesn't really work well in game because if you did the draft while the season is still running, the AI gets a little confused about its new players, particularly in leagues where they draft players that are old enough to play already. WHL doesn't do that, so it's not so much of a problem, but can be in the other two. Question from Pewog. Jared Coreau is a professional ice hockey goaltender. How good or not is he? Coreau, I know the name. I can't remember him offhand, though.
Isn't he playing in the minors, in the AHL?
AHL, I think, yeah.
Oh, right. Coreau's the guy who got called up after the
Wings.
Red Wings.
Yeah, I remember him from when we played the Wings last year. He was in our...
right, so they called him up.
Yeah.
I think... I'm trying to remember. He wasn't... was he even drafted? I can't recall.
I think so.
I don't think he...
Okay.
Pulling up information to check.
Yeah, just take... He should be... Oh, no, he might not be an...
No, he was undrafted.
Oh, he was undrafted.
Yeah, it's tough to say. He's put up decent numbers in the AHL, but I don't know.
How's he doing this year?
Don't have... Wikipedia doesn't have it, so let's go to NHL stats, maybe?
HockeyDB will have it. And let's see, we got all these second-round matchups set. Kamloops beats Kelowna, so... Yeah, it looks like, wow, upsets all over the place here. Kamloops and Victoria were the 3 and 4 teams in the BC division.
He's played in... Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, he played in 36 games, and he's 20-10 and 4 in the AHL.
Not too bad.
No.
And it looks like us and Spokane are the only #1 seeds to survive because Medicine Hat did go down to Moose Jaw. And Kootenay gets a fairly easy second rounder, so I think assuming we can get by Swift Current, which may be tough because they're a decent team. It'll be more of a challenge in Prince Albert at least. But let's take a quick preview look at them. Broncos. Goaltending isn't quite as good as... Yeah, it's same situation the Raiders were in. The backup goalie, or the second best goalie, is hotter, but then the starter is completely cold. Now they've pretty much split time this year. It looks like 35 and 37. Let's see. Steenbergen is having a huge season in the real WHL this year, and Heponiemi, and Godden, the guy who signed in the NHL as a free agent. So yeah, this is kind of looking a lot like Prince Albert's lineup was. I don't know, there's a bit more secondary scoring there. Do I want to do the same thing with line matchups against them? I think I'll maybe try that for the first game again, see how it works. Yeah, I'll do that for now. Any miracle recovery from Matheos? Nope, 2 to 3 months out still. So let's play this game. First game of the second round. And we should have home ice here, and exactly the same way the first series started. Cale Clegg, 1 minute in.
All right.
So pretty similar start, although we don't have the big shot advantage that we had against Prince Albert, so be a little more cautious here, but it is another fast start for us. Now we're piling up the shots, 12-4, 14-4, 14-5. So yeah, end of the first, it's 2-0 for us and 14-5 shot advantage, so we'll just keep rolling with this. I'm not going to change anything here. And Clay gets another goal. So he's looking at a playoff MVP here, I think. At least so far through the playoffs. And it seems to slow down a little bit. Dual miners there that are... Oh, that's weird. That's that last second isn't running out properly. Do we actually have... Huh. Not sure what happened with that. Have to take a look at it. Yeah, it expired at the end of the period anyhow, so 3-0 for us.
Alright, good. As we inch ever closer to a possible...
Nah, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
I didn't say anything.
And Wegleitner makes it 4-0. And McCorrister makes it 5. Looked like Swift Current was going to get one there, but hey, we get the shutout. First game, 5-0 over Swift Current, 35-22 on shots, and we are rolling, and finally Thompson has gotten a little bit hot.
About time.
Let's see, nothing interesting in the news, so let's go to game 2. And they're going with their hot goalie again. He's still relatively hot, but now that Thompson's warmed up a bit, he should be even tougher, theoretically. And no, we let in the first shot of the game. So
of course.
That. So I think that's actually the first time we've been losing in the playoffs. And Bukac gets a rare goal for us to tie it up, and we're way ahead on shots again. They've still only got that one shot. And their second shot goes in, too.
Of course it does.
Okay, so much for the hot goalie. And now they're up 3-1. Okay, now they're getting some shots. They're all going in. This is not going quite so well. Wow, they outshot us badly there. They really jumped up at the end, and 17-8, so may change things up a little bit if the second doesn't get better. Although at least Thompson kept him off the board when they had that little run of shots at the end. And Sustal gets us back within 1. But right away, Epanyemi gets it... 2-goal lead for Brandon, or no, they're scoring faster than I can keep up with. Redicop makes it 4-3. So we're down by 1. Shot totals are evening up a little bit. No, Reinhardt's not having a great game for us. Bettens is. So we got one period here to even it up. I'm not still on low risk taking, am I? No, I'm still on high risk. Okay, that's good. Okay, we got to get a goal back here, and we've tied him up on shots, so at least we're getting a few more of those now, and play is going a little more our way. Back and forth right now. We got to get something here. Well, stopping up with 5 minutes left. Very high risk, and pick up the tempo because we need a goal here.
Video locked? No, it's still going on mine, P-Wog.
Yeah, looks okay from here.
Try refreshing.
And we wind up losing that one 4-3, so we lose our first game of the playoffs there. And now we actually handed away home ice advantage there. We're going to be on the road to Swift Current. I'm not sure if I should make a change here or not. They were, other than the bad first period, that was a pretty decent game for us. So we did bounce back. We did get the shots back up and got control of the game. I don't think I'm going to change anything yet. Thompson is staying hot at least. No, we've got the early shot advantage, 5-0, but nothing to show for it yet. And Sekundiak finally gets the first one for us, so there we go, back in the lead. And we had a two-man advantage there, had a couple of shots on it, but nothing happened. But there we go, we see we're back in control now. It looks like 14-6 on shots through the first period. But Heponiemi makes it 1-1. Maybe I need to think about that line matchup there, because I think their first line has burned us a few times now. Even though we're getting the shot advantage, they seem to be scoring more. So yeah, 30-11 on shots, and we're still tied 1-1. 32-11 at the end of the second. So we got to get one by this guy.
Which should happen at some point.
Well, in theory. 36-12 though, and still nothing. Had a power play there, they got a couple, but 5 minutes left in the third, and 38-17, and we still tied 1-1. Yep, and we're going into overtime then. Do I want to make any changes for overtime? I don't think so. How well is their first line? Yeah, oh yeah, they're 75-80. Yeah, I gotta. We're out shooting them so badly, though. I don't think I want to make a change there. Momentum is way in our favor. Do I want to? Just make a couple of small tweaks to our offensive setup. And they get an early shot, and we get traded penalties there. Nothing happened. Ah, no. I'm not sure how that happened quickly, but Foster scores for Swift Current. We're now down 2-1 in the series.
No.
Okay, that's not good. So I got to take a look at what we're doing here.
PWOG says that ladies' final is in 20 minutes. I believe so, yes.
Yeah, well, I think it's puck drops at about 20 after, doesn't it?
Something like that. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you've already missed it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to change my line matching. I'm going to put our second, or should I put the third? No, I'll put our second against their first and see if that what that does. I mean, it's not like we're playing badly. We still outshot them by a huge amount. They just had slightly better goaltending there. Okay, game 4 in Swift Current. Do I need to know Whitnick's been playing well in the playoffs? I don't want to take him out. And Thompson's gone cold again, although he seemed to play much better when he was cold. Opening up the lead on shots again, well, to start with. Still only 2-1. Looks like it's more of a defensive struggle this time. Oh no, Swift Current gets a few there. Creating power plays, nothing happens, but a pretty quiet first period so far. 8-4 on shots for Swift Current and scoreless tie after the first.
Interesting.
Okay, we need to get some offense here. Come on, boys. How's the ice time looking on our first? Yeah, that's okay. What's their first line doing this time? Oh, another big game out of them. Okay, we got some shots at the end of that, so 16-13 for us. And we may have a little bit of momentum going into the third, but still a 0-0 tie. Almost halfway through the third period and still no goals. Now we got something going on, and Sisson scores for Swift Current.
Ugh.
But, well, we got something going on here, and no, Gennaro scores for Swift Current. It's 2-0 now, so I've got to start taking a bunch more offensive risks. And forget that line matchup thing, putting the first back against the first. I don't know if that's going to be able to do anything. We're still actually leading on shots, but those two quick goals just killed us. And Epiniemi gets it into the empty net, so 3-0 Swift Current. And we are teetering on the brink of elimination. So after the first round, when doesn't this always happen to us? We get one good streak at the end of the season, or do well in the first round, and then 1 or 2 rounds into the playoffs, and boom.
Everything falls apart. Yes, that's about right.
The number of games that we've done by now, you'd think the odds were we at least would have won one championship by this point, but
I think you stacked the deck against us just to prove that, we can't. Yeah. It's not set in here.
The other series, Spokane's already won theirs, so they're not choking, at least like we are. And the other two Victorian Camels are tied, and Moose Jaw and Kootenay are tied. Okay, I'm going to swap out Whitnick for Ettinger just... shake that up a little bit. I don't think I want to move anybody else. Unless No Secundiacs had a couple of play. I'm going to take a look at our playoff scoring. So yeah, Clegg obviously way out in front. Sustal and Kaspic playing well. Game ratings, nobody's been playing particularly badly, I don't think. Almost tempted to try the... No, I'm not going to put the backup in. We'll stick with the starter. This is back at home in Brandon, so we better get this one.
Stream is cursed.
And their goalie is getting really hot now after that shutout. So we're back to what we were doing pretty much at the start of the playoffs, and one defenseman swapped out, but now we're not getting any shots at all. So are we really going south here? One shot through the first half of the first period. Oh, we got something going on here, and Steenbergen makes it 1-0 for Swift Current. And we started shooting a little bit more at the end of that period, but 10-7 Swift Current on shots, and they're leading 1-0. But Ettinger, okay, there we go. The guy we just put in gets a tying goal from the rookie.
Excellent.
But Sissons beats Thompson, and it is now 2-1 Swift Current. Bounces right back, though, and Reinhardt, who I think hadn't scored yet in the playoffs, makes it 2-2, so at least we're getting some scoring from the lower lines here. Oops, wait a second, did I? I don't think I only changed that in the game strategy. Yeah, I want that. Why not? match up back the way it was earlier. I changed it in the main changed it in the last game strategy screen. Gennaro makes it 3-2 to Swift Current. Changed it in the last game's mid-game strategy screen, but that doesn't change the overall one. The default is what it does in the out-of-game screen. So tied on shots. We're down by 1. Going into the third period, this could be the end.
Or a new beginning.
And McCorrister ties it up. So 3-3. We've got the shot advantage here. Gonna go right down to the wire in this one, I think. We gotta stop taking penalties in the third. And Bettens makes it 4-3 for Brandon. Hang on here, guys. Come on. And yep, it's a 4-3 win for us. So the series is now 3-2, and we go back to Swift Current.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Just maybe. We got to get one win on the road, though. We haven't done that so far. Or at least not in this series. We did in the first round, but... Sunday night, Swift Current. I think we pretty much have to go with that same lineup again. And Thompson heated up a little bit again. That's good. And their goalie cooled off, so it's a little closer now. Opened up a lead on shots. And Miller makes it 1-0 for Swift Current on there. It's only their on. Miller gets another one a few seconds later. Oh no, wait, that was us. What happened there? Who scored? Oh, Betten's got a goal. I thought maybe I've got the play-by-play on too. And yeah, now before I can even talk, Swift Current is up 3-1. They got 2 quick goals there. They've only had 5 shots in the first. And yeah, what's with Thompson? Every time he's supposed to get hot, he starts letting in a bunch of goals in the first period. So we gotta, if we're not back within 1 by midway through this period, I'm really gonna have to open it up because we're down by 2 here, and really have our backs against the wall. Yep. Okay, halfway through the game, and still taking dumb penalties, I see. Oh, there we go, Hooker, first goal of the playoffs. Just changed his role too, so maybe that helped him a little bit. And we're down by 1 going into the third period. And still only 12 shots. We didn't get many shots that period, but at least we got a goal closer. And I can't really up the offense any, so these guys are going to have to do it on their own here. And Glenn Godden makes it 4-2, so... Oh, wait, we got... Oh, no. That's the end. 5-2. I thought we were going to get the equalizer there, or get us back within 1, but...
Quickly spiraled out of
the
control.
season, yeah, tick away. 1 minute left, half a minute, and we are done. 5-2 loss in the second round, so out in 6 in the second round of the playoffs, despite finishing first in the division again. The trades we make at the trade deadline eventually didn't pay off. I mean, I think Matheos, having him healthy, would have made the difference in that.
Well, it definitely wouldn't have hurt anything.
And looks like it's an improbable Moose Jaw Swift Current final in the East. So whoever comes out of the Western Division may have a fairly easy time. I'm just going to let this roll along here because we don't have a heck of a lot to do until the Bantam Draft. We'll just see how the playoffs turn out. I'll have to take stock of our team at some point too, and Oh, it does remind me that there used to be a way to cheat at this point in the season. You could trade away your overage players to other teams and get a little bit of a return back from them, but we fixed that now, so no more trading players who can't play any more games in the league and getting something back for them. Swift Current and Spokane leading their series. Looks like it may be a Swift Current Spokane final. And yeah, Spokane sweeps, but Moose Jaw looks like they've evened it up. Moose Jaw just barely squeezed into the playoffs somehow, is hanging in there. Wow, so 9-0 in Game 5 of Swift Current and Moose Jaw. So as soon as they say they're hanging in there, they get blown out.
Well, yeah, that seems about right, isn't it?
And let's see how the last game goes. And Swift Current wins the series, so it's going to be a Swift Current Spokane final. Spokane wins the first game. I'm just letting it run. It'll interrupt us if there's anything important. But we'll see how this turns out, and maybe get around to... Yeah, I think we've got time to show the Memorial Cup, too. Oh, start of May. Yeah, Heponiemi. Wow, 6 points for Heponiemi and the Swift Current Moose Jaw 9-0 blowout. Another development report. Oh, fantastic. Our overage players who will never play for us again are improving. Oh, we got one kid in Junior B who's apparently coming. Oh, that's interesting. Nathan Salami.
Just going to point it out. Kudu says cursed stream is cursed.
Pretty much. And where's that series at? Okay, yeah. Play that. We're going to get a save in the middle of this because we're on May 1. Swift Current ties that up. And it'll save, and we'll probably should see the end of this before it stops us again unless something interesting happens. Interesting to us, at least.
Well, there's always something you want, but...
Just letting the save go here. Almost done. Oh, there we go. We got the Hall of Fame message. So I can choose a nominee. Oh, and this is convenient because we're allowed to nominate a player here, and literally the first guy on the list is former Brandon Wheat King Brian Propp. So I think that's kind of a slam dunk there, isn't it?
Hard to argue with logic like that, Jeff.
Horribly biased, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of votes, but he'll get ours at least. Former Flyer and Star after the left the WHL, but had some scoring records, I think, in the WHL. And the Brandon teams in the late 70s were really fantastic. Him, Bill Derlego. Nothing new there. Spokane leading the series 2-1. Let's see if they can finish it off. And we're going to have a bit of a rebuild going into next year. I mean, I'll probably progress this along to the start of next season before the next stream we do of this. Because the lineup is going to be... I mean, there's a Bantam draft. We won't be seeing those guys for a couple of years yet. But we've got some guys will be leaving out. The Swift Current Spokane series is tied now. And what's going to happen in Game 5? Spokane wins 8-1. They go up 3-2, and this next one may end it. Oh, just out of curiosity, Matheos is still a month or two away, so yeah, there's no way, even if we had gotten to the Memorial Cup, we would have gotten him back in time. And will this be the end for Swift Current? Nope, they tie it up. 6-3 win, so the league final goes to 7 games, and the winner is Spokane with a 5-2 win in Game 7. Oh, we got the awards announcements at the end of the season. So let's see, Tyler Steenbergen of Swift Current is the playoff MVP. Garrett Pylon, league MVP. Do I see any? Oh, there we go. And the Bill Hunter Award, which I think is top defenseman, goes to Cale Clegg. So we have one guy winning it. Trophy. Oh, and he also got in the plus minus award. Anybody else? Nope, unfortunately, it looks like we didn't get the Coach of the Year or GM of the Year. Clegg is on the Clegg's on the first All-Star team, and no, Logan Thompson actually made it to the second team. Right. Pretty good year, I can see that. We changed up the formula, by the way, a little bit for the All-Star and goalie award selection. And nobody on the All-Rookie team. Now getting close to having to wind this up, but we will get to the Memorial Cup. We should get that tournament tab will become active as soon as the Memorial Cup starts up, which should be very shortly. Wondering who we'll get from Ontario and Quebec. And in real life, this tournament would be hosted by Regina this year, if I remember right, but I'm not sure if we've got it set to do that. I think it may be picking its own host in the game. And we will see that in a second as soon as... Oh, there we go. It started already. I'll just interrupt it. Spokane won their first game.
Excellent.
Yeah, it looks like it gave the host to Medicine Hat, so it didn't matter that they went out in the first round of the playoffs. So that's why they were floating, and they've already the two Western Hockey League teams won their first games against the OHL and the QMJHL game teams.
Just as you would expect.
Well, we shouldn't be biased. Just because the WHL is a much better league.
You're right.
And they win again in the second game as well, so maybe that's not so inaccurate. So the Sioux and Victoriaville are going to be fighting for third place, looks like. And somebody will get a bye to the finals. And it looks like that's Medicine Hat, the host team.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they've got blown out in the first round, or well, not blown out, but they blew it in the first round. Got upset by the team that barely made it into the playoffs, and they've just been resting since then, and apparently they've taken advantage of that.
Well, that's not too unsurprising, I guess, to a point.
So it looks like Sioux beat Victoriaville in the OHL QMJHL matchup. And Sault Ste. Marie and Spokane will play in the semifinal game, and Medicine Hat goes through to the final. I'm kind of hoping Spokane wins here, because it'd be lame if the host wins it. Oh, but the Sioux upset Spokane in the first, or in the semifinal game, so Sault Ste. Marie and Medicine Hat in the final, and Medicine Hat destroys them 5-0 in the final.
Ooh.
So the host team, the Medicine Hat Tigers, despite losing the first round of the playoffs, there they are. Winds up the Memorial Cup champions. And we are almost ready to wind this down, but this is what we're looking at going into the off season. You can see the guys marked away are the overagers that we're going to lose, Sustal and Thompson. And problem is we've also got guys who are under NHL contract on Redicop as well. Why isn't he marked overage? That's odd. We've also got guys under NHL contracts who probably aren't going to be back. Redicop, Kaspic, Lewis, Clegg, highly unlikely. He's probably going to play in the AHL next year. And Matheos is injured. Any closer? No, still 1-2 away. Just going to move him onto the active roster so you can see him there. But if you look at our ability ratings, Clegg we're probably not getting back. Kaspic we're definitely not getting back. Matheos, actually, he's only 18. I forgot. We may get him back from Carolina next year, especially since he's going to miss part of the off-season hurt. But Lewis probably gone. Redicop definitely gone. Sustal definitely gone. Thompson definitely gone. Literally the best rated player is Gutenberg coming back. Who's only been a 30-40 point guy the last couple of years. Higson, who had the one good game in the playoffs. Yeah, this is going to be a tough season next year. Hopefully we get a lot of big improvements in training camp, or we're going to be fighting to stay in the playoffs, I think.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, and I can check our event screen. Bantam draft is June 24th, 1 month away, so I'm just going to get the game rolling onto that, and I guess you want to wind it up here, Adam?
Sure. Thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. Or you can come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will take you to our official forums. We can come and talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, the upcoming Out of the Park Baseball 19. Out of the Park Baseball 19. And MLB yes. Manager, or anything else you want to talk about.
Or a new football game.
Or maybe something about that.
Okay, thanks everybody for coming out, and we'll be back next week with Adam's ongoing Florida Panthers game, where hopefully we can win something in that one, because I think it may be a while before we take another championship run in this game. But until then, thanks for coming out, and we will see you next week.